Maria. All right, we sound good.
So, all you dingleberries who voted for Donald Trump for the economy and totally not because of racism or misogyny or bigotry, transphobia, all of you mouth breathing fart huffers.
All right, you butt smugglers. So he was basically saying you're the reason why the economy is about to collapse. Everything's going to take up. Now, people are screaming this on the internet. Recession, depression. My wife's leaving me. No money. The sky is falling. They're losing their minds, actually. So we're going to cover this. We're going to get a little serious here, but also try and have some fun, okay? We got to stay a little bit optimistic. But this is what's going down in the back alleyways of the interwebs, and I don't think most of these people are exactly wrong. That first guy was just kind of funny. Anyways.
So it sounds like the US is now headed closer and closer to recession, and you might be wondering, why would our billionaire oligarchs be pushing us towards a recession? And that is, of course, because they love to see a recession coming, especially one that they can predict and prepare for. Recessions are great times to buy up all sorts of assets. You get stocks really cheaply. If people are losing their homes, they can buy up real estate. So they can stockpile all sorts of cheap assets and sell it back to us at a profit once the economy turns around.
Yeah, it's not always negative, There's always opportunity. But this is kind of what's being said online. And honestly, I thought things were going to take a royal dump like 3 years ago. So I'm not like looking forward to it because we're all going to be probably not having that much fun. But let's really analyze it. We're going to have to look at history, okay? We're going to take a step back in time, but this is what's going on right now. And then we're going to rewind it back.
A lot of pain out there. And now a lot of those economic numbers. Look at the GDP now. Thursday, it was we were looking at first quarter, 2.3%. Friday, it was a negative 1.5%. Yesterday, it was negative 2.8%. That's not all trade. We're seeing dramatic decline.
To be fair, I don't know what the hell he's saying. I just see a bunch of red panic downward arrows. And basically just saying even Fox News can't hide it anymore. Everyone, please be prepared for the worst. This is happening right now, apparently. When I walk outside, it seems to be pretty chill. People are still like living their lives, which we're going to have to keep doing anyways. So, don't let the fear get instilled in your hearts. But it's smart to know about it. But right after this, we're going to go back to 2008, and we're going to see the similarities in what's happening here.
Just free falls. Now, some of this is early in the first quarter, but this is scary stuff. So there's a lot more going on, a lot more substantial things going on besides tariffs, because, listen, this is soft data. They haven't hit yet.
Apple shares are just getting hammered this morning.
Let's talk about this.
He goes, it hasn't hit yet. He goes, watch out. But here's 2008. This is kind of, let's not be surprised if we see this exact same thing. And then let's really talk about it. Just talk about it.
Speed with which we are watching this market deteriorate.
We're red everywhere, essentially, down by 4-5%.
We're down over 16%.
Dow at the same time has fallen about 18%. The stock market is now down 21%.
What in the world is happening on Wall Street?
Two-year no yields went from 190 to 166 in the blink of an...
It was the worst day on Wall Street since the crash of 1987. Apple.
Wow, that was like intense. And for the record, I think most of us, at least for me, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. But let's like break it down here like we're small children. You know what else has been crashing lately? My air conditioning unit. So that's why I'm in a tank top and I might start sweating. It's fine. I got my AC guy coming over. All good. I'll be counting the money, waiting for him to get here. But right here it goes, a stock market crash. Jesus. Means that the value of stocks rapidly decline, which can result in significant losses for everyday people who invest in the stock market, potentially impacting their retirement savings like 401ks and their overall wealth, especially if they need to sell their investments during a downturn. All right, let's go down. Like, what's other than having money in the stock market? Like, let's see. When the market crashes, the value of stocks held by individuals plummets, leading to a direct loss of money if they need to. Okay, that's only if they need to sell. Reduce retirement savings. So anybody who's like going to retire and is pulling out of their 401k, that could be significantly fucked. So that's really fun. Impact on consumer spending. A drop in stock market value can lead to decreased consumer confidence, as people may feel less wealthy and choose to spend less money, potentially impacting business. That's something that's already been a thing. People are already like not buying shit, minimalism. Like that's already impacting it, because we run on a consumer. If we're not spending, no one's making any money. It's kind of like a debt system. Psychological impact. The stress and anxiety of seeing significant losses in one's investment can be substantial for many people. As if people aren't tripping out already about money. That's like the worst part, I think. Long-term perspective. While a crash can be concerning in the short term, experts often advise maintaining a long-term investment strategy, as markets tend to recover over time. Yeah, you know what I mean? Death comes rebirth, right? Honestly, it's probably going to be a good thing if this really does happen. I'm not saying the sky is falling, all right? I think a lot of us are going to get humbled, including me. Like, if shit really tanks, oh, dude, I'm going to see a loss in my money, because I rely on advertisements. So, we all, but some people are going to win big time. Just a bunch of winners and a lot of losers. And I might be one of them. Today's video is sponsored by Connect With Me. This is perfect for anybody like me who is a influencer, YouTuber kind of deal. There's a lot of people out there doing consulting, coaching, talking to strangers on the phone for money. But here's the beautiful thing about Connect With Me. They do a per-minute billing cycle. And Connect With Me handles all of the billing. There's no need to schedule. You can just put the phone number out there. They provide you with a mock number. So, for instance, this number here, you can call it, but you can't text it. It's not my actual personal number. It is a real number. And you don't have to sit on the phone with me for an hour. So if you wanted to start doing this, start making extra money with your YouTube business, influencer business, or even if you're just somebody knowledgeable, okay, this is a great opportunity for you. It's free in the App Store. And like I said, I love it. I could put the number out there. You could call me for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I could charge you could charge anywhere as low as $1 a minute. And I don't want to have to worry about the billing. I don't have to worry about scheduling a call with you. You could just call me anytime. I had a guy call me last night, 10 at night. I picked it up. We talked for 10 minutes. Done. Right? So it's a good way for people like influencers, YouTubers to make some extra money. And also, it's kind of innovating. No one's really doing that. How many people just put a phone number on the screen and just go, call me anytime? And we don't even have to talk that long, 10 minutes. However long you want to talk for. Anyways, Connect With Me. I love them. It's working great, and it's a good way for you guys to get in contact with me. I do charge a bit more. I charge $5 a minute, but that's because I don't want to be on the phone all day. Anyways, back to the show. Connect With Me. Check them out in the App Store. It's absolutely free.
We had the worst year in real estate in 30 years in 2024. The lowest amount of homes were sold. It was the hardest year. Yet home prices stayed high, and everybody keeps waiting and just waiting for prices to come down. And now we're at the bottom. Okay? If we're in the worst year in 30 years, we're at the bottom of that, and home prices still didn't come down. What makes you think home prices are still going to come down?
So they're probably not. And I think the good thing is, like here in Florida, there's a lot of like real estate agents. They're just not even taking listings anymore because people are not refusing to lower the price. It's like, dude, you're never going to sell this piece of shit for $500,000, right? Like the party's over. So that's actually kind of a good thing for like everyday people like us. I honestly can't imagine housing just getting cut back down in half. Maybe that would be kind of cool. You know what I mean? At least for us, the smaller folk, that would be nice. But that could be a positive. If shit really takes a crap, we might be able to get a slightly more affordable home. Although, let's be honest, like, even if houses in South Florida were $300,000, it's still a lot of money. Like, let's not bullshit each other. It's still, compared to, like, wages and shit, like, it's still a lot. Like, your mortgage is still going to suck. But at least it wouldn't be a $500,000 house. Because that's where it's at. $500,000, piece of shit. Where do you want to sign? You want it? People are saying no, they don't want it. Investors don't even want it. That's the funniest part. Yeah, so housing, who knows with that shit. But it seems like it just, I don't know. I would hope it goes down. Here we go. Warning about Social Security, 3/3/25. So this is like fresh here.
Social Security has never missed a payment in more than 80 years. But your benefit checks might not show up next month. The former Social Security Commissioner, Martin O'Malley, warned today that the slash and burn tactics of the world's richest man, Elon Musk, and his Department of Governmental Efficiency would soon disrupt the system. O'Malley saying, quote, "You're going to see the system collapse and an interruption of benefits. I believe you will see that within the next 30 to 90 days. He added, people should start saving now."
Well, thank God my parents just died in the last 5 years. They would get a good joke, but they're older. My mom would be 70 now, and my dad would have turned 73. My dad passed away last week, but he was receiving social. I knew this was coming. I'm going somewhere with this, but they both would have solely relied on Social Security. Not to mention, okay, no one can afford shit anyways. But think about that, like. World's burning, baby. All right, here's another guy. 2025 a recession alert, and I'm gonna trust him because he looks serious. You got to commend this guy for getting his self on screen looking like that. I like him. I subscribe to him.
The 2025 recession is going to be one for the history books. Now, we just got an indication as to when and why this is going to happen. Now, what I'm about to tell you, we have not seen since 2008. Now, American credit card debt is over $1 trillion, which is some of the highest debt in the history of the U.S. Now, everyone knows that lots of people are using credit cards right now just to pay their bills. Now, why is this important? Well, we haven't seen this happen since 2008, which I think we can all agree was a pretty bad recession.
You know, it almost makes me wonder what would happen if people didn't have credit cards. If nobody in America had a credit card to use for anything, and people only had to use the money that they have in their wallet, in their bank account, saved, whatever, their retirement savings, money that actually belongs to them. I think
what would happen if nobody had credit cards? That's my boy Michael Bardner. I love that guy. Well, no one would have a house. 95% of people wouldn't have a house. Okay. 100 million people have auto loans, so none of them would have a car. Everyone would be driving hoopties. Everybody. Most people. Not everybody. Majority of us would be driving jalopies. Just buckets. Just cruising. Picture me rolling. Yeah, in your rust bucket. But a lot of people wouldn't have shit. We wouldn't have, like, it's all based on that. Okay? Then throw in cutting Social Security. Forget it. Can't buy a house. Even with credit, you can't buy a fucking house. That's the best. That's how far gone it is. But I love that question that he just asked. I thought that was beautiful. If nobody had credit, where would we be? It would be a full-blown reset. Just imagine that. Take credit cards completely out of the mix. It would be a full-blown reset. Yeah, it's kind of trippy, actually. If you really think that deep on it, I wouldn't have this house here. I'd be renting, like... I would have my cars because I bought them cash, but they were like $10,000 cars. Like most people can scrounge up 10 grand. I have faith in people. If you don't think you could scrounge up 10 grand, well, I've told that to people sometimes. I'm like, dude, you can get 20 grand. And it's almost like I'm telling them to be a millionaire. And I'm like, dude, come on. You could do it. You don't do that without, it's hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but like, there's always opportunity out here. But I just thought that was funny, the credit card thing.
Our entire economy would collapse overnight, guys. Yeah. I think that's how dire this situation is.
So I just stopped paying for my car because I had a baby. And we couldn't afford my car anymore. So I just stopped paying it. And I figured if they wanted to come get it, they could.
It's just one person, but, like, it's kind of fucked. It's like, I just had a baby. I can't afford my car. No big deal. Wow. Yeah, it's going to be rough. And the cars, too. Like, we talk about cars a lot on this channel if you're new here. And, like, dealerships are already struggling, but apparently cars are going to get more expensive. I thought they were going to drop. Apparently not.
I don't know.
I sold order for a customer. $80,000 truck. It's $100,000 now. So he's not going to buy the truck. It's going to sit on my lot, at the higher interest rates we're paying right now for floor plan, and nobody's going to buy the truck because it just had a $20,000 price increase.
Right. Kelley Blue Book will put the number up. They say the average vehicle will go up by about $3,000. Does it sound right to you?
No, it will not. We don't have the broad stroke. We don't have the linear, the tight strokes.
Why? He's like struggling to talk, which I get, because he's kind of going, people already can't afford it. Now I got to raise the prices. We're supposed to be lowering the prices. I just think that's so funny. How did we get to a point where, like, I think I said this in yesterday's video, the day before, but like, since everything's on credit, it just blows my mind. It's kind of genius. Everything's on credit, right? It's like people were already getting loans on the $20,000 cars, and they're like, just double it. Just double it. They're going to get the loan. And people did. That's the funniest part. Even with the houses, even if the housing market took a dump and houses went down to 150 grand, you're still going to get a loan. So why would they even lower it that low? How many people got 150 grand just right out of their butt? Not many. Not many.
Is nobody talking?
Just something to bring up. I was just thinking about that. It is kind of genius. I mean, people are financing their shoes. Yeah, $150 financed.
Talking about how we're probably going to be in a massive recession or even a depression. Because in the last 3 weeks alone, there's been like almost 1 million people laid off. And while that's like, kind of a small percentage of the country, it's only going to keep going and keep getting worse. Because as people are getting laid off, then unemployment is gonna need to go up, and that's probably going to be cut. So then people are not going to get unemployment, which means that their spending is going to be going down, which means that other businesses are going to have to start laying off people, which is just going to be a continual cycle.
Oh man! All right, 1,500 retail stores are closing across the U.S. That's insane, but people aren't going to be spending money on this shit. Some people will, but dude, it's a vicious cycle. It's Jesus.
Back now with what is a mounting moment of reckoning for the retail industry. Christine Romans reports on the expectation is that a stunning number of brick and mortar stores will close this year.
It's just part of what's expected to be a record-setting year of 15,000 retail store closures, with Party City, Big Lots, Walgreens, and Macy's just some of the companies shuttering locations.
We've got policy upheaval with tariffs.
Hey, so I don't...
But a big reason is people like this, and even me. I try not to buy a bunch of shit I don't need, and I actually buy a lot of used stuff. I'm big on used. I don't know why. I just do. The shorts I'm wearing right now are used. This tank top was like $5, right? But like my camera I'm using, used. This camera I'm using, used. My underwear, used. All of it. I don't know why. I just, something about it. It's I'm strange like that. But I think that's going to be a big thing. I think thrift stores are going to be that's already huge, right? Like, so many people would rather go to a thrift shop than actual retail. I mean, let's be honest. But then you got people like this who are encouraging you not to buy anything, and I don't blame her.
I don't think we should be buying anything right now that's not essential at all. Like, I actually think it's time to cut out everything else. Home decor, toys, makeup, an extra step in your skincare routine. If you don't absolutely need it, I wouldn't buy it. I really wouldn't. There's a real possibility that we will have some issues with like food availability in this country, and the price of that. Do not go spending money on other stuff. It's not the time. It's literally not the time to go buy toys, to go buy anything out of the stuff you absolutely need. I would hold until we figure it out. If you're gonna go spend some money on a garden. But everything else, I would chill. Hey, so I don't think we should.
She's kind of got a point, though. I get it, but then again, if we stop spending, if everybody just stops spending, it's actually going to get worse. That's the downside. So I'm not going to live my life in fear. I don't know about you guys or you guys over here. I'm still going to live my life. I am being frugal on certain things, but like, you know what? What's the point? What's the point of even doing anything in life if we're not going to somewhat enjoy it, right? Just like kind of sit in fear and not do anything. Because I know for sure if I put off a lot of stuff, like I'm never going to get it back. Like when I'm 60, I'm not going to go, oh, thank God I didn't go spend some time and a little bit of money with my friends so that I could be at this exact moment with a little bit more money. Probably not, to be honest with you. You gotta be responsible. But anyways, we're gonna wind this down. Apparently, everyone's tripping out that they're gonna be cutting all types of benefits for people, as if they aren't cutting. It's like everything's cut. Everything's fucked. That's the moral of the story, I guess.
They fucking did it, y'all. They fucking did it, y'all. These pussy-ass Republicans passed the budget that's gonna gut every fucking thing. $800 billion to Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, food stamps, public housing, Section 8, just to give these rich motherfuckers a $4.5 trillion tax cut. This what y'all voted for? Like, for real? I thought it was about lowering the price of eggs and gas and all that other shit.
All that other shit, motherfucker. That's the best one, though. It's like, you voted for this. It's like, dude, nobody voted for the economy to take a shit, right? Like, remember when the other guy was... It doesn't matter who's in office. I'm not on anybody's team. I'm on your team, right? I'm a people's church steeples people. Regular dude, okay? I'm not making laws and shit, all right? But I'm pretty positive none of us voted for the economy to collapse, Social Security go away, Medicaid, Section 8, EBT, fucked. You know, I'm pretty sure most of us didn't, nobody voted with the intention of like, yeah, I'd like to see everything crash and burn. You know, I'm pretty sure people didn't do that. I could be wrong. Just a thought. Because I love that one. This is what you see a lot on the, it's like people want to blame somebody. But really, it's like, dude, come on, dude. None of us are fucking making these rules. Like, you know, we're pointing the finger at the wrong, we're it's kind of genius. We're blaming each other versus just looking at, you know, who's making the rules. Because it's not us. Anyways, we're gonna end on this note here.
Y'all, I'm about to say something real uncomfortable. I'm gonna say the real uncomfortable shit out loud.
Do it.
This is not directed towards one demographic at all. But the mindset of being on welfare or public assistance and it being a generational thing, that shit gotta stop. After what happened yesterday, the support is not gonna be there anymore. They're cutting all types of funding. I know people, we all know someone who has had baby and baby and baby after baby to stay on public assistance. People are not gonna have that option anymore. It's time to wake up, it's time to get up, and it's time to do something better for yourselves. Like, this shit is about to be so real. Section 8 being passed down from one family member to the other, they cutting all that shit out. That's gonna be no more. I literally know people who have passed their Section 8 down from grandmother to mother to daughter.
No, dude.
And I'm not judging anybody. Because
judging.
as a young single mother in my 20s, I was on all the assistance. I took full advantage of all the assistance. So everybody that...
Oh my God, dude. We're going to end on a funny note, but real quick. Passed down from generation to generation. My grandmother, her grandmother. But I hate to make fun of it. The thing about forget the Section 8 shit. That's like next level stuff. I'm actually tired of hearing about that. It's like, good luck, right? We all need Section 8 at this point. It's like, come on. But like the Medicaid, Medicare thing, dude, my dad relied on that to be in like a nursing home, right? And there's millions of him out there. Like, dude, there's no possible way they're going to cut that. There's no way. There'd just be a mass amount of 70 to 90-year-olds just homeless on the streets. That's what would happen. Could you imagine if all of this really happened? No Social Security, no Medicaid, no Medicare, no food stamps. No food stamps. No public housing, no benefits, none of that. Just imagine for a second. No credit cards. Throw that into the loop. No credit. Everything cash. Wouldn't be looking too good. We'd all end up at the food bank like this one. We're not on a funny note. Ungrateful food bank lady. We'd all be at the food bank every day. That's what would happen.
Go to the food bank. You know what?
Funny.
I can appreciate all this, but there is not one thing I'm going to eat in here. There's no fresh fruit. There's no veggies. There's no toilet paper. Yeah. So I guess I'm going out to the backyard to go find my frozen dandelions, and I'm gonna go fry those up in some water.
No, dude, that's the best. She goes, there's no fruit, there's no veggies, there's no pizza. Where's the good shit? I just thought that was funny. I had to put that one in there, right? You get free food, and it's not good enough. That was fucking great. Anyways, you guys leave your thoughts. I don't think the world's like gonna crumble. I hope it doesn't. We covered this exact same thing a year ago, right? Like, this has been kind of screamed out, but now it's just getting to the point where it's like, when's it gonna happen? Please let it happen. Because guess what? We're all gonna keep going on. We're all gonna keep living our lives, and yeah, dude, we might get a little bit. Maybe we get a little bit humbled. I saw my parents eat shit after 2008, and you know what happened? They downsized. That's all they did. They just said, okay, we don't need this much stuff anymore. And so who knows, man? There's good and bad with everything, but God, solid talk. The food bank lady, though, that's the best. From generation to generation. Unreal.